Okay, good to have the team back up in here and do it all out the way you need to do it here. But let's go through Delta variances on procedural manuals and Euler's numbers for Engling values to get whatever it is off the ground, right? Because it's a product. It's a system that serves a task and does a thing.
Companies from BlackRock and Cisco to
There's
Walt
plenty of
Disney
reasons
and
to
Walmart
fire
telling
somebody.
employees it's time to get vaxxed
T-cells or T-cells?
In fact, we just learned today that CNN
They're
reportedly
T-notes,
fired
right?
3 employees for going into the office unvaccinated.
Let's
And
look
for
at the
those still holding
cosine,
out,
sine, or
options are
sine,
gonna be
cosine
dwindling
values
because if
in
you work for an
the
employer
snowflake
that requires
here
a COVID
about
vaccination and refuse or quit,
chi and
of course
everything
just find
else.
a
But
new
of course,
job.
it's
In
not
the
chi.
meantime,
It's
it appears you will not be able to collect unemployment.
physics, psychology.
When somebody is discharged from work, most states will look at whether they were discharged
Like,
due to
why?
some type
What's
of
the game?
severe
Well,
misconduct.
this is not really where I wanted to be next to Space Base. I just figured it was worth the topological model to bring up. We'll do something different instead. Where I wanted to be was this.
Are you anxious about rejoining society? Yeah, very much. Afraid you've forgotten how to hang out?
Come on.
They don't get as busy
SpaceX's
here
Starbase factory
so they shouldn't
with
have
the
any
ultimate
problems.
tour guide, Elon Musk. If you haven't watched part 1, you obviously need to watch that because there's just gobs of information. And in this part, we're actually going to go inside the 3 main assembly tents, which is incredible. And just like last time, we have a
Why
map
do
that
you
will
think
continue
that this
to pop up
isn't
for
a
any
Starbase?
watchers on Twitter that'll help
That
you understand
town,
where
that
exactly we
region, this
are
guy,
in the
on
factory.
detail.
We also have the
I mean, I wish I
YouTube
could
framework
have
broken
him
up into certain
Hey guys,
sections. We have
welcome
links
back
to
to
those
the channel.
sections below too.
Chasing
The video
murderers
that I
all
have for
damn
today
day, but it's not coming
is
up
gonna
on
be another
the
incident
clicker for
involving
some
a
region
police
for
officer
the
and a person
valence
who needs
bonds between
mental
things
health
given the
treatment.
call.
One thing that makes this incident a little bit different
Wouldn't you
is that the
say
officer
that
was actually
virus
called to a
inside of
convenience
here?
store
You ever
on
seen
a
a virus?
call
Do I
about
need
a
to bring up
person who
3B,
was
1B inside
sitting
here of
outside,
the
possibly
head,
intoxicated,
some
in
tangent
front of
value on the
business.
legs for what it
And the
does? Where
business
you going?
called because they
Where you
wanted
going,
that person
Elon?
to be removed from the property. So the officer responded to scene, began talking to this person, and very quickly, as you'll see,
Shake him
found out
loose
that
because look, you
what was
need
going on
to.
is that
I know that
person
this is a
needed some
business
help.
situation
So the
and
officer
it's something that
decides
needs to be
that
done.
He's going to take this person down to
It's
Medcare,
from
which
the
is
top. It's a
mental
top
health treatment
task
facility
management of keys.
in Central
That's right,
Ohio.
right? There's only 3 directions where this can go:
The thing that
business,
happened next was the
psychology,
officer and this individual
economics,
made it down to
psychology,
Medcare.
and then some physics
And
class. So the
an
shear
employee from
force,
Medcare came out and
plasticity,
informed the
all the
officer
combinations of
that
that
they
thing
were
making this
full.
thing.
They had no beds available.
Basically a virus,
So the
right?
officer had to find
It's gonna
another
land on the
location to take this
Earth,
person
and it's gonna
so
shoot
they
its
could treat him.
DNA
These are the
into
types
it,
of
but
runs
not
that
directly
people don't
as
often
it
get to
does.
see. And the people who think
This
that you
is
can
a
just
Starbase, man.
replace a
This is an
lot of
alien
what
spacecraft
officers
he's
do
sitting in
with
right here.
social workers
Essentially,
who
by
wander
the
streets.
laws
They
of
don't realize
congruency
that
inside here,
officers
maybe not.
are
I'm sure you're gonna
often
need a
coming in
few
contact with people who
parts
need
to
mental
get
health treatment.
involved in there
And
about the cost, the
run that was
timelines,
dispatched had
the
nothing to
adjusted
do
models, the
with a person who
renormalizations.
was mentally ill. The other thing that people often fail to understand is that the nearest facility doesn't always have room for these people, and the officers are aware of the other places that they can go and have the ability to
Blinkety blink, blink, blink,
That's about all there
blink.
is with this particular incident. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you learned something, and I'll talk to you soon.
No, look, this is that same company. It's a marshmallow, man. Right now, it's got an observable horizon limit in the accretion disk photosphere. It's all here. It's all
Hey,
here.
what's going on? What are you up to? You okay?
Multi-world circumstances, Schroesring, I'll tell you about it. You know, the
Okay,
P
you need some help?
states, the S types, the
I can do
N
that
levels,
for you. What's your name?
the, whatever value can be built off of this field here.
Flashlight? Okay. Why don't you
But
stand up
it's
for me,
difficult to kind of look at the situations and
Where do you
realize
stay?
they're both N, 1/2. Change this around, now I got N,
Do you stay around here
1/2.
somewhere? Okay.
Without it
Today,
happening,
let's
look,
have you
this
feeling
is
way.
what causes the biggest drag. What causes the biggest drag? This is a problem a lot of people miss in that factory. When I go regionally to these situations, it's like, if I want to get this up there and make sure the costs on this are what they are, I got to make sure that the NP, MP, PT test is here. It's a workout trying to explain this. Stress, heart rate goes up, anxiety goes up, your keynotes to the differential for longevity, and
like you're having a bad flare-up right now or something.
You know, look, we obviously got housing problems with mortgage and renters and the high end and low end of the efficiency on this. Well, I'm a free American. It's like, well, you live on Earth. And that was just a term for chains and rails that you're way out on giving your trajectory. If I explain that to you right now and you kick hard enough and the vote later on goes against you, you have to ask yourself, this is not obviously somebody you'd shoot. Obviously. But do I need to bring up Mike the Cop? Let's talk about an incident here.
So that's going to be the difference between the R boost and the...
Yeah, I mean, it's basically...
I'm going to show you something real quick here.
TVC. Gotcha. So the outer shells that you're working on for the GSE are 12 meters.
There's a Raptor without the stuff. Looks practically...
Let's take a look at this and see if we're doing the right things.
Stop, police! Get on the ground! Get your hands up!
Look, pointed right at him, both of them.
I'm guessing they just obviously didn't have them wired to the gills with.
Hey guys, Mike the Cop and I make
I want you to be, listen.
guys, Officers Harrison and Faulkner of the Metro Police Department are my hump day heroes.
Sure.
For sure. They're chasing a double murder suspect, and then just check out the body cam footage for yourselves of what unfolds. I'll be back on the back end with some thoughts. Oh, hold on. What a power stash. Look at that power stash. It just screams that I'm here to do business.
There he is. I got him.
Let's watch Elon walking around the mill.
Get your hands in there! Get your hands in there!
Pointed right at him. Now, I know it seems like the right answer to detain him. Put him in the system.
I got it. Dude! This is my time. Kill me, please. I'm just keeping it down. Kill me, please. I got the slack. Kill me, officer.
So let's go ahead. Now, you seen the gun pointed at him, right? Let's go over here.
Giddy up.
Overhead.
The double murder suspect had the guns up. The cops had the giddy up. So, man,
Careful.
we asked last week on the Failure to Stop podcast if it was a crime to be a coward in light of like the Detroit police officers fleeing a shooting that happened right in front of them.
We have the
which is
law. They
horrible.
represent the differential
Still
inside here.
kind of like digging into the details of that we'll see emerge. But these guys show that they are not cowards. And what I want people to understand is that this is the norm, guys. This is day in
a
and day
problem.
out.
We
These guys
can't
are
support them
representative
inside of the
so
prison
many men and
system.
women that are stepping
That
in the moment,
education
doing what
system
needs
of
to be done.
renormalization,
You got a
garbage.
suspect terrorizing
Somebody's going to say, oh,
and
well, this,
you
that, and the
gotta
other. It's like, look, we
catching
have
the bad
bigger
guy
problems.
It is the best form
Is
of
it?
community policing. So just remember that all these
Like, we
folks
have
that you see
rules
in
on these
dash
situations.
cams, body
Obviously,
cams,
between the
put themselves
operator,
at
this
risk.
is a
They're
rabbit
people.
population
They're
thing.
humans,
We're
just
checking
like we
something
do,
inside
but they're
here,
willing
the
to step
index
in
on the number
and
of
do
people like this
extraordinary
doing that
things.
job, to then say, hey, look, this needs to be now renormalized. The wave function and population has dropped.
What do you guys
We
think about
have
this
too
situation?
many
Drop your comments below. If you like the
usage
content
of
that I share,
force
hey, as always,
situations
subscribe,
inside
like,
here.
comment, share
Not
it
only
up.
does it
Appreciate
exist
you guys.
already
Check
in the
out new
standard
store launched,
of
MikeTheCop.tv.
situations where it's like 42 is not going to be cool with that number. It was never good for it to be in a situation like that. That's the prime indicator. POV systems that allow this value on the other side of this. We got, should I go? I have another one. Let's find out. It was a really good one where a guy had an accident and he bumped into another car, and that dude is basically dead in that vehicle. Basically dead. Why are we saving them? The girlfriend obviously methed out too. Is this the one? No, this ain't the one. It was a really good one. I don't know if I can find it. Well, I'm sure we could hit on any indicator here. Look, they made their own damn choices to OD on that right there. We gotta start doing this. Well, how much to the labor force is he putting in? He damn well better be in here like this, and I have to have him. And that's keeping him alive isn't necessarily a good thing. It's a punishment. Let's go ahead and just put that down for right now. Are we considering what the job detail is, what the outputs on these things are?
You're familiar with all the failure modes. You've mitigated it to a high degree of confidence. Or what's your...
Yeah, launch escape, I think, is... yeah, you basically just need to fly a lot.
I'll tell you about neural net and the heart rate monitor. I should be able to... They're congruent with each other for situations. They're not as comprehensive. That heart rate monitor, you're married right now. If I brought that up there because of a thing, you could sure say the incident was most likely what? Brain scan? MRI in this building right now? Failures, systems on this. It would come up in sectors. What did it? Kid, wife, resources, annulments, you know, and I would get pretty comprehensive about the new photosphere, the Einstein cross, the event horizon, the Epson sphere for the Epson black hole energy generators. Those are IH, the failure proof. That's a black hole. How do I make money off it? How do I make energy off it? How do I renormalize and geodesic those systems?
They also can't carry it all the way to orbit, so they'll typically jettison the escape system shortly after second stage ignition, or final stage ignition.
Yeah.
So that you don't have escape all the way to orbit even. Now, at least with Dragon, we have escape all the way to orbit. So that's like, I think, safety improvement.
Yeah.
But then you know, there's no escape system coming back to Earth. Like that doesn't exist.
Right.
And then you can't have an escape system on the moon or on Mars.
Or on Mars, yeah.
Yeah, so like you can't have something pop off and then have chutes drop. There's no atmosphere.
Right.
And then Mars has a very low density atmosphere, so they'll just like hit the ground supersonic, you know?
Right.
They're not gonna save you. So the ship has to be safe enough.
Now I want you to listen. Do I need to bring up, just as an aspect, physics girl talking about this issue? We got 12 scientists bringing up 30 different comprehensive models on the Common Core. It's gonna, you know, who's ever one? It's like, oh, then they're contextually so different.
Decades ago, the scientists also predicted that the typical black hole is going to have a region known as the corona. And generally,
actually, I think it was Kyle Hill.
Is when the material from the accretion disk around a typical vehicle.
I mean, this is stuff like very much version 1.
Oh, hello. I'm
This is the way they talk about it. When it's IH, man.
Before we get into black hole machines today, I want to tell you about. I want to start a YouTube video. Where do I start? And I'll be like.
He gets talking about some pretty comprehensive stuff. This is all graph, for one, derivative lambda, derivative t, and you never know Heisenberg's uncertainty, p, delta, m delta, whatever it may be. Yeah, there you go. And in there, Heisenberg's, you know, right there he is. I'm not sure that he's not in the math. Or Schrödinger, multi-world and circumstances, or general relativity field theory, lensing this thing and telling you about vector positions on lambda from here. It's like, what do they commonly do on secant, or cosine, and, sine and cosine? You know, it's going to be my body maneuvers going this way from the CP paradox and about this thing over there.
Yeah, it's not that bad. You think, like, just pretend you're in Hawaii.
It's a black hole.
There you go.
Mark of the beast right here. That's also nailed to the cross or anything else, or being Raphael's flaming sword, or Gabriel, or Uriel, some gate guardian for the SCP Foundation, and everything else. So, like, those are esoterics of eschatology, and that's a black hole. It has graphable indexes when I say sine and cosine. What's the trajectory differentials on here? What's the Pensrow through the black hole coming out on a different timeline? If I can get you through it, it might change your trajectory. And it's almost like I've done nothing at all.
We have, I think, a good attach mechanism.
It's good for right now.
It's like a good attach mechanism because it allows